Hello, hello. Episode 5 here. Welcome back. And you see what this means here. This means that we can make our final bit of the blast furnace. So, without further ado, let's get that put together. Because today, we are finally going to make our water wheel. Or, perhaps not. What happened there? It's got to be 3 by 4 by 3. Does that mean 4 tall? Maybe that means 4 tall. That's an easy fix. I am not worried about that. If that's what the problem is. If that's not what the problem is, then I am worried about it. So let's just pretend that didn't happen. We'll go 4 tall here. It's the same amount of blocks, of course. So, voila! Okay. Excellent. Now, finally, we need a stack of that. And a stack of that. And in there, and light it up. Okay, we have steel cooking. So let's put that back into there, and let's get our water wheel all prepped up. So what does that mean that we need? We're gonna go with half of these into sticks. Nope. I think we already messed up. That's okay. We have plenty of wood. We need to make it all into treated sticks, which I think you can only get from these treated wood planks. And they're talking to me down there. I'll get back to them in a moment when we're in between recording. We'll just fill those back up. Now, I don't know if you can treat sticks once they're made, so we're just not even going to bother. We'll put those away. We'll use those for something else. I'll grab some more wood. We've been doing the spruce trees because they grow nice and tall, get a ton of logs out of one go. So that's what I've been doing. Let's speed this up a little bit. Make us a few more bottles. And that there. 9 bottles, sure. Into there. Now let's see what we need to do. Let's just turn all of this into treated wood, because we are going to over time use plenty of treated wood. So let's just get all we can. And we'll turn half this into sticks. And let's see what we do need for the water wheel. So we need these pieces. Now you can hook 3 of them onto one kinetic dynamo, which is what we're going to do. So we're actually making 3 of these, which means 3 by 8. So we're going to make, what, 24 of these guys here? So yeah, we are not even close to there yet. But also what we need are 2 more of those shafts. So that's blocks of iron. And run these through the extruder, or through the metal former on extrude. And we'll be back for that in a minute. Put away the iron. Let's see how many segments we can make so far. 9. Okay, so not even halfway there yet. So grab some more of this. Right under there. Now we've got a bunch of sticks, so let's just a few more sticks. And here we go. So 2 more, which I believe is that. And 2 more. Wow, we made the perfect amount, just like we planned it. Put these back in there to collect up for next time. Now where is our first shaft we made? I believe is in here. 2 more here. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it? And 3 water wheels. Now we're going to sort of, kind of for now, but They may end up staying here and we'll just be terraforming around it, but for now, they're going to live sort of on this hill. Let's dig this up here. We're just seeing how they look for now, because you do have to put in the kinetic dynamo. But I think that's going to kind of look decent with the water flowing down the front. Maybe we'll have like a little river coming off the hill flowing over the top of these guys. Uh-oh. Are they going to spin? I don't think that'll be a problem. We can move them over a block or two if we need to. So let me get the water all set up and going. Actually, let's look into this kinetic dynamo and see exactly what we need. It's KIN. There we go. Eventually we got it. Kinetic dynamo, just some iron, electrum wire, so 3 steel. MV capacitor, which is iron, electrum, lead, treated wood planks, block of redstone. No big deal there. Electrum is just gold and silver, so that's nice and easy. And electrum wire coils, so just some more gold and silver. So let me get all this stuff cooked up. Let's get the kinetic dynamo ready, and let me figure out how the water is going to flow down this, and we will see how it all comes together. Just about done here. We have our MV capacitor. We've got, oh, I made double that. You get 2 out of here. Well, we'll end up using medium wire and electrum anyways. So what is that? Our wire coil looks something like that. I think we might have everything to go. All right, there it is. So let's put some of this stuff away. Now so this thing here is chewing through charcoal. So we're gonna need to do something about that. And I've got an idea coming up. But first, I laid this out over here. This is how it's gonna sort of look. I think we can just replace this guy. Now I'm not sure if we can do it from here. I think that did line up right, didn't it? Huh. Well, let's find out. And also, I'm not sure if we can connect this around the corner here, and if we can connect this from the front. So we've got a few tests to run, but that's no problem. Nope, that's obstructed. So that's fine. We're going to be done with this thing now anyway, so we'll move him here, and that onto there, this onto there. Okay, good. So this isn't totally full. So ooh, this takes 2, doesn't it? Yep. Not a problem. We'll get this all set up right. So the sides are gonna have to change. No, we can leave the top there to there. And what we can do is the back can be the input, and it's already on blue. Perfect. So that to that. Now we will be able to see if this charges up when we throw some water on here. I decided this is just going to be temporary, so we're not going to bother trying to make it look too good. I'll do stuff like that between episodes. So that should get it turning if we've hooked this up right, and there it goes spinning, and it filled right up. So that must mean we are doing something right here. So that finally, after all that time, is going to be some better power, which we certainly have needed. Let's try to tighten this up a little bit. The water off that hill. There we go. So that's good enough for now. So as I was saying, for our next project, this thing chews through the charcoal, which means that's a lot of trees to chop down. So I think the best thing for us to do next is to look into one of these tool forges so that we can get some better tinkers. We can make weapons, we can make some better tools, and that takes steel, so that's kind of why we've been holding off. But this here is what we're going to work on now. Dense iron plate is 9, and we need 4 of them. So that's going to take quite a bit of steel coming through here. So it's going to take a while to wait on that, but we just run the steel through the metal former, and then we need to run the steel plates through a compressor. So let's see what it takes to make a compressor. Compressor looks pretty simple. Basic machine, iron chipset, some iron plates, and this guy here. So let me put this together while these are rolling on out. And although I'm interested to see, yeah, see, look at that, is keeping up completely, not losing any power. I mean, no, we're just running one machine, but that is so far ahead of what this guy was doing. But we may as well pull the rest of the power out of this guy, right? So let's put him on there. We've already paid for it. We've got the extra charcoal. That can go into there. Alright, let me get the compressor going, wait for some more of the steel to finish, and onward we move. Okay, just about got everything put together here. Let's need the 6 of these guys here. Need a bit of redstone. The plate in the middle there with these 2 gives us that thing there. And then what was it? This here, we had a bunch of the iron chipsets that we made earlier, and that should just about do it. And there we are, a compressor, which we will put out here. It's really about time for me to build some sort of machine house. So we got a bunch of things going, but the machine house, I think, is what the water wheel is going to be on the side of, because that's where we're going to need the power at the moment. So I'm going to design that, and we'll see what happens. But for now, we'll put that down there. We're going to do a little rearranging of these guys, because we just can't stop moving our wires around. Basically that there, and we'll put that right back on top here. How did we do that? There we go. We did it like that. And that there. And how did we lose a wire? Uh-oh. Alright, well, I'll grab another wire and get that going in just a minute. But the compressor, I think, is the last thing we need, and then we're just waiting on a bunch of steel. So let's look at this again. Yeah, so these dense iron plates is 9. So far we've got only 9, and we need 4 sets of 9. We've got a lot of waiting to do, but no problem there. We've already got some more going. So once this is all set, did that wire just popped into my hand out of nowhere? That is extremely odd. But alright, let's get 9 of these compressed up. We got our first one going, because we also need some seared bricks, no big deal there, and a tool station, no big deal there. So I'll make that, and it's going to be just a waiting game on the steel here, and then we should just about be ready to make some real tools. And this should be pretty much it. Get the last 9 of these guys here. We'll compress them up. Just got to turn these into the 3 bricks that we need. And any second here, I was running the compressor and the metal former at the same time, and this energy cell was not going down at all. So good to know we can run a couple of these machines and not have to worry about it with our new water wheels running. So we got that there, that across there, and we have our tool forge. So we'll put that right in line there. In here I've got a bunch of aluminum brass going, because, well, we're going to jump right into making the lumber axe here. So we're just going to need some of the extra wood and sticks that we made. Let's make a few more blank patterns. Let's go for 4. We'll get those guys there. So what do we need for this? We need the plate. Oh, so we need 4. Or 3. Nope. Yeah, we do. That is a different axe head, isn't it? So our stencil table here. Let's see if we can remember what they are. It's the big X looking thing. It's the tough tool rod. It is the broad axe head, and the plate. So there we go. Now we need to make these out of stone, I believe, so that we can make casts of them. So let's go over here. We'll grab a stack of stone. And I didn't want to move that. So then in our parts builder, let's see what we can do. We'll get that there. And we'll just save these guys here. That there. The plate. And the axe head. Now we'll throw those guys there. I was doing a little aggro craft while I was waiting. We've got some plants that finally hit 10, so we'll check those out in a minute. But now it's just time to make these patterns here. And I guess we're going to make the main bits, the repair bits, out of alumite, because that seems to be the best that we've got our hands on right now. But I think some of the other bits are better made out of other things. Did we run out? No. Oh, there we go. I guess it doesn't turn gold. I thought it did once the cast was made. But in any case, so we've got that there. Let's get the rest of those going into ingots. And we do have some alumite, so let me get that melted down and get these parts built. So as it turns out, for the tough binding and the tough rod, we'll take a look here. The alumite tough rod is 1.3 durability modifier, but the electrum is 1.4 durability modifier. So it looks like that electrum we made earlier, kind of sort of by mistake, is better off. But for these, the head and the plate are better as alumite. So I guess it's going to be an alumite and electrum tool that we're going to be using here. So we'll just wait for that to finish pouring and then harden up. And then we will put that down and do the same. And then it's going to be these two guys here out of our electrum. Hopefully we've got enough of each. Ooh, did we run out of... We ran out of alumite. So let me mix up a little bit more of that, and then... Wow, I thought I had enough. Apparently I can't count. Okay, we should be good to go now. I hope. So let's see. Yep. So we got that there. Now we just need to switch this out to our electrum and get that going there. And wait for that to harden. Get that going there, and we should be set to get this together. Let's put the casts in there. I like to keep the gear cast on there because that's the one that we really use the most. So the rest of the casts in there. We'll go ahead and put this guy together and we will test him out. I'm not sure what kind of durability we're going to get out of it. Looks like 5512. And 3 modifiers remaining. Blah blah blah. We can repair it all we want. I grew a bunch of these big spruce trees because they are just so nice to tear down now. So the other thing that we get with this, obviously the ability to make plenty of charcoal, which gives us the ability to make lots of steel quickly. But in addition to that, with our steel, we can actually start making things like sawmills to get more planks out of these guys, and many other machines that all require steel to make in this pack. So I think that is basically what we're going to work on, is getting our machine house up and running and getting things to make our lives a little bit easier so that we can progress faster in things. But I want to show you guys the tomatoes seem to be what we have the best luck in. We're a 7, 10, 10. So that is pretty good. These other guys getting a little bit of stats. Got a 9 there, got a 6 there, got a 9 there. I think we've got a 10 over here somewhere. So we're getting up there with these. It's providing us plenty of food. As you see, we've got blueberry juice, all you need. We've got some more juices in here, things ready to juice. I mean, we're coming right along now. So I guess I'm going to chop down the rest of these trees and get a bit more going on the charcoal front and get some more of that steel. And let's see, what machine should we make next to make our lives easier? Well, first I'm going to get another one of these leadstone cells going. Those were easy to make, so I'm going to plop another one down, let that fill up. Probably an induction smelt, no, a pulverizer, because pulverizer and induction smelter, you can then make steel in that thing, and it's a lot quicker and it's a lot cheaper on the charcoal. So let's look at what it's going to take to make that. Fill him back up, and that wasn't a stack. Stack in there, and induction smelter. Okay, so some Envar, which we can do, and redstone reception coil, gold redstone, that's easy enough. and a machine frame. I think we can use, yep, we can use the basic one, which is tin iron chipset. We've got basic circuit board. What is that? That's a carpenter, which we have. Tin and redstone, no problem there. This machine frame, I hate how it flips around, so let's get that going in here. Machine frame, the basic one, crushed obsidian. So how do we make that? Rock crusher. Looks like that's our only option. So it looks like rock crusher is what we are making next on our machine list. So rock crusher is a multi-block 3x2x2. Oh, so it's going to take a bunch of diamonds, some pistons, that's easy enough. Refined iron block of steel. Okay, so 9 steel and 4 diamonds gives us 4, and this is 3x2x2. So then that should mean what? 4. So we need this 3 times. So 3 blocks of iron. That is quite a bit of steel. 3 blocks of steel. So let me get that cooked up, and I guess rock crusher is our next machine. Okay, so we're only at 15 steel. This takes quite a while, but I went ahead and automated charcoal for us. So what I did, I knocked down our charcoal chest. We're gonna have a spruce log chest here. It's gonna or barrel pumping right into a furnace, and so it'll keep that furnace full. Now from the bottom, it pulls out the charcoal, it puts it back into the furnace if it needs it. If it doesn't, it puts it into this barrel, and then this barrel underneath where you can't see, there's a transfer node. You see the charcoal go in and get pulled out. A transfer node puts it right into this guy here. So this will always stay full of charcoal in here, and then we've got a buffer going here, and then we've got plenty of spruce logs there, so we can take this guy out of the ground. We don't really need so many spruce log areas to pull from, and we'll just go ahead and put them all right in here, and that way that'll keep this nice and full for us and just constantly producing our steel ingots. I may even set up some sort of barrel system to put iron in, but we don't want all of our iron to go in there, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet or what I'm going to do with it. You can't cut up these guys, unfortunately. Oh, you can. I thought you couldn't. Didn't look like it was going to let me do it before, but I guess you can. So we should be able to put a cover on here and kind of not even know there's anything down there, and then I guess we'll just do this guy here to cover that up, make it look a little bit better. And yeah, not so bad. I had to put this up here so it wouldn't try to put wood into here, even though this is usually always full, but you know, didn't want to risk it if we ever empty it out and start putting things in there that we don't want in there. So that is the process that I've got going here, and now it's just a waiting game on the steel. We're almost up to 2 of our steel blocks. What was it? Rock crusher. How many did we need? Yeah, we need to make a set of 4 of these guys, so we're almost halfway there. As you see, I already got the pistons made up. Oh, we only need 3. I got the pistons and the diamonds ready to go because we do have a good supply of diamonds. Well, we did. We're down to 35 now. Move this chest over here, as you see. Our bees are doing great. Look at all the flowers that it's planting out here. Small mistake that I made here was I put marshy drones in here before, and this climate is not suitable for marshy drones, so I had to pull them out, and I went with the mystical. We have an ignoble, so eventually this is going to die off, but for now it's creating some mundane cones for us. And then in here we got Valiant, and these guys are actually really good. It's got a long life, it's a slow worker, but it works through the night. And it also is a cave dweller, which doesn't matter for us right now, but if we ever move it in a building, that'll be nice. So these guys are doing pretty well. It took me a while to get to this purebred the way we wanted, but now that we've got it, it produces quite a bit of these cocoa combs and sugar, and then we've just got our forest guys here. So the bees are coming along nicely. Again, the bees are a really slow process. I'm mostly going to work off in between episodes, but you know, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. But for me, I think I'm just going to wait around a whole bunch longer for more of this steel. Okay, we are just about finished up with our last steel block. any second now. I swear that last tick takes the longest of all of them, doesn't it? So let's put this together into a block, and that will go into the center here. We've got the other two already in there, and that's our 12 rock crusher blocks, which should be it. And I think we're just going to place it right over here. Now this guy, so I've heard, if you stand on top of him, it'll eat you. So I don't know about that, but I think we're going to put some stuff up there so that that doesn't happen, because that sounds unpleasant. Alright, it looks like that is powered up, so we're going to grab some stuff out of here that I've been working on. We're going to throw the obsidian in there. Alright, this machine is pretty quick, so that is a good thing. We'll run over here to our carpenter, pull out our basic circuit board, grab our 2 crushed obsidian, and this is going to go into our assembly table here, and that should be everything we need for a basic machine frame, which takes 400 RF, and at 80 RF per tick, well, it's going to take until next episode. So thanks guys for watching. I will see you next time, and bye bye.